Leaders across the region, the state, and in Washington tonight reflecting on the life of former U.S. Congressman Bud Shuster.
The representative from Pennsylvania died today at the age of 91. He was the main catalyst for the funding and construction of I-99, and without him, we may not have other major roadways and highways in Pennsylvania and across the country.
Jack McCune is joining us live now in studio with more on Shuster's life and legacy. Jack?
Maggie and Marty, Shuster served 15 terms for nearly 30 years, starting in the early 1970s, and won most of his elections by a landslide. And it was right here in central PA where his legacy still lives.
If we don't take the risk to respond, the risk of annihilation of one of our cities is very real.
Many who knew Bud Shuster called him the king of the highway.
I can't think of anybody that's been more instrumental in the region with transportation than Congressman Shuster.
And I'm quite frankly shocked and just sad. It's the end of an era. He's a legacy. There wasn't a major economic development project in Bedford County that took place without him.
The Republican took on both then Speaker Republican Newt Gingrich and Democrat President Bill Clinton in the early 90s to keep more funding for future highway projects. Shuster won the battle against both of them. And in 1995, he made his mark when he became chair of the House Transportation Committee. He wanted Pennsylvanians to have a better, faster way to get from State College to Bedford and beyond. Ultimately, that vision became Interstate 99.
All the funding that never would have happened without his influence and vision really for the area.
To this day, it remains the only highway that breaks the standard interstate numbering law because it's in between I-79 and I-80. Then Governor Bob Casey Sr. quickly nicknamed it the Bud Shuster Highway. Pennsylvania Congressman Jim Gregory gives his condolences to his family and friends and says Shuster's commitment to Pennsylvania and infrastructure projects across the nation is something I think of about every time I drive on I-99. The project was criticized by some as a pork barrel scheme, existing primarily to bring money to the district, but Shuster didn't even serve any of the counties the highway was in. Shuster was not without his share of other controversy. In 1996, he was investigated and sanctioned by the House for his relationship with a former staffer and lobbyist. He was also criticized for spending $12 million to build an airstrip near his home to get him from Bedford County to D.C., although he claimed he always drove instead.
I put in millions of dollars to improve Pittsburgh. You see, that's good government. But you come out here to central Pennsylvania, and you say that we shouldn't get our share. You people ought to be ashamed of yourself.
His Pennsylvania roots run deep. Born in 1932 in the Pittsburgh suburbs, Shuster lived in the Keystone State his entire life, serving as a guest professor of political science at St. Francis until his death. And he's survived by his 3 kids, including Bill, who took his spot in Congress, Allie, and Garrett. I'm Jack McCune for WTAJ News, guys.
Jack, thank you.